Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Neurodivergent Convergence Tired Adult Edition. That's where we are today. Bus of struggle per usual. I'm pretty sure we say this every episode at this point, but hello, here we are.
Yes, and it's
My
only
name's
taking
Nikki.
us like 4 separate times to try to record.
Yes, we've had to reschedule this. My name is Nikki, and I have the executive functioning skills. And
And
this is Aminder.
and I'm also very dysfunctional when it comes to executiveness and and English apparently.
More unprofessional can we sound?
People don't come here for that, okay?
Oh
they,
my
they come for
God.
the flubs, okay?
Oh
And
my
yep.
God.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be fun. It's been a minute since we've recorded, so let's catch the people up. What is the actual date of this recording, ma'am?
It is currently June 19th, the year of our Lord, 2023.
And we just discovered we last recorded on May 11th. So it's been over a month since we've actually spoken here and done a thing together. That's how far ahead we were planned for the show. This one, however, will in fact be the closest to real time we have ever released an episode. So congrats. Welcome behind the curtain here. This episode will in fact air in 10 days. So
not months ahead,
no.
Less than 2 weeks. That's impressive.
Yes. So we've officially caught up to present day. So we need to bring the people up to speed. I believe, ma'am, that the last time we spoke, you were about to embark on your ADHD assessment. Can we chat about that?
Yes. So I ended up taking the test. Then I spoke with my doctor. She said it ended up being like I was borderline ADHD, but we did talk about the fact that the test that I took says that if you are pretty competent at video games or like that sort of stuff, that you can produce like a false negative. And so she agreed. I said, well, I've been playing video games, and I'm not like trying to discount the fact that yes, it doesn't outright say I have it. It just says I'm borderline, that I'm likely to have it. So I'm not gonna be like, well, screw the test. I definitely have it. I know the test isn't right. It's just for me, the test was also, I don't know what answers they were looking for. It wasn't like like they ask a question, I answer. It's more like it's almost like a reaction time thing, and I have pretty good reaction time. So
Right.
I don't know what they're measuring in terms of how someone with like 100% ADHD, how they would do on the test
Right.
versus like someone who wouldn't do,
or someone
like,
who in fact may have been masking their ADHD for 33 years.
yes. So I'm just like, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know should I flub it like just so I can get the right answer? I didn't, but I'm just because I had someone in the room the whole time, which was stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, are you like, because she sat behind me, so I couldn't see her. So, and it wasn't my doctor, it was someone else in the office. I was like watching me do the test, and I'm just like, is she recording my movements or what is she doing back there for the 20 plus minutes I'm taking this test? So, yeah, she prescribed me on Adderall, the generic version of Adderall. That I had a panic attack second day I took it, but I wasn't also at my best when I took it. Hyperventilating the whole 9 yards.
No.
But I also took it with sugar, caffeine, and not eating.
Yeah,
all
no,
at the
ma'am.
same time. So
Can't do that.
I normally don't drink caffeine in the mornings. Like I never do. I don't drink caffeine. Like I wake up, go to work at 8, and I usually don't drink caffeine until like noon, like 12:30, something like that. So I think I had like a soda that was left out, and I took the medicine with that, and then I had like a cookie, and then I went about my day, and then like an hour and a half later, I just had a full-blown panic attack in the middle of Scott's living room, and like hyperventilating everything, and my brain was just being the absolute meanest it could be. Like, slightest change in plans made me think that, oh, my friends must hate me because we changed the plans by 1%. So that's how that went. So then I realized, oh, I should not do that. And so I've been fine since. And then I told the doctor, I said, I didn't mention this, but I am hard to medicate. So she upped my dosage for the second month. Because I said I can feel it. Like I told her, I'm like, it doesn't really seem to help me focus much. Like I can tell when it takes effect, if that makes sense, and I can tell when it's like leaving my body. Like as soon as it leaves my body, I just get like spacey again, and then it's just hard to explain. Like I can tell, I'm like, I told her, I'm like, it doesn't make me feel like I can do tasks, like focus on tasks better, but I can also just feel when it's there.
Yeah.
It's really strange. So she boosted me from like 10 milligrams to 15 milligrams and doing like a twice a day thing because I told her I kind of metabolize quickly.
Right.
So I told her that. So she's like, maybe it sounds like you need to take one in the morning and then one around lunchtime, even though it's like an extended release one.
A lot of people have to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So, yep,
that's a
where I'm
learning
at with that.
curve. No caffeine with your meds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Learned that the hard way.
Has it affected your appetite at all, or do you think not so much
Yeah.
yet? Because
Yes, it has, because I won't get hungry at all. Like I can take it and then like 2 hours later I can just feel like I'm just not hungry. Like I don't
hmm
like I've lost a few pounds since I've started taking it. And
yeah,
then I just don't get hungry.
you do have to make sure you eat a little bit of something before you take it though,
Mm-hmm.
because that can fuck your stomach up real bad and give you anxiety. So
Mm-hmm.
if you eat
Yep.
even like the smallest something, it helps. Trust me.
Yeah. When Scott saw right through me, because I say I had the panic attack in his house, but he was outside. And so I was in his living room, like bent over, doubled over, crying. And then he walked in. I was trying to like hide it because I didn't want to explain. Why? It's like, why are you upset? Oh, my brain just thinks you all hate me because you slightly changed the plans.
Oh
How else do I
no.
explain that? And
Right.
like something that we weren't like that was out of routine just freaked me the fuck out. And it's like, how do I explain that? And then he could tell something was wrong. And I told him that I hadn't eaten. He goes, have you eaten? Or no, he said, have you eaten? I go, no. He's like, I'm making you a sandwich. He's like, do you want mayo on it? I go, no. He's like, is roast beef fine? I go, sure. He goes, cheese? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, I'm making you a sandwich. So he made me a sandwich.
Don't entertain the crying. Just feed
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Like, it'll be fine.
Oh
Like,
my
it's like you
god.
probably need to eat. I'm like, I probably do.
Ugh. Oh, well, I mean, we'll have these little growing pains and learning curves. That's god damn it again with the yawns. We're not doing this the whole episode. Like I just absolutely refuse to continue to yawn through the entire episode. So we're just gonna put that in the universe right fucking now. We're not gonna keep doing this. Anyway, yeah, that will happen and it's okay. It's scary the first time it happens. You're like, what is happening to me? And then you're like, oh, duh, all of these things equal I'm gonna have a panic attack. So
Mm-hmm.
that I
Yep.
remember I fucked around and had caffeine
And then found
one
out.
day
Mm-hmm.
after taking my meds and I was like, "Oh shit." Do you remember me messaging you that day? I was like, "I fucked up and had a fully
Yeah.
blown caffeinated coffee after taking my meds." And I literally feel like my skin is going to vibrate off my body. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just what happens. So,
It's almost like you feel static. Like it just
yes.
like I don't like I tell people I tell this to Jessica, I'm like, I don't understand. I just feel like I told her one day, I'm like, I feel like I don't belong in my skin. I was
Mhm.
like, how does that? I was like, that makes sense. She goes, no, that makes perfect sense. Like your hairs are all on it, like your hairs are standing up straight, but they're not. Like you
Mhm.
just feel like I was like, I feel like my skin doesn't feel itchy. It just feels like it's like, you
Like
know,
every molecule in your body is moving.
like I can feel my molecules vibrating. I don't know
Yes.
how to explain it. Like I can feel my molecules moving.
You have
It's
transcended normal human sensation.
it's like an out of body experience.
You have blast forth into a full-blown ADHD mind-opening experience when
Yeah.
you've mixed medication and caffeine.
Third eye unlocked, you
Yes.
know?
Third eye unlocked, and now you can feel every molecule in your body move.
It's
And
like
it will
this
make
is
you
what
want to crawl
Nirvana
out of your
feels like. I
skin.
don't want it.
It's right. If this is enlightenment, take it back. I don't
Yeah,
want
please. I want to be in the dark. Ignorance is bliss. Take it
it.
back.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. So
so
any other new developments since then?
uh, got a new job.
Yay.
Same place, but just promotion kind of. Um, so I'll get my own office. Don't have to talk to members really. Get to keep people out if well, I don't get to choose, but that sort of thing. Then, like I said, best thing for me is getting my own office. I can just close the door. Basically, my boss seems great, like really understanding. I outright told her on like our second training day or our first training day, whatever day it was. My days are all messed up this week. I told her, I said, I'm gonna just throw this out there. Like, if I ask you why something is being done the way it is, or why, like, I just say why, this is not me arguing with you. This is me wondering, like, basically just wondering why. Like, I'm curious as to, like, I can't follow a set of policies or a set of rules if I don't know the reason behind them. You can't just tell me, well, that's just the way it is, or it's just the way we do things. You can't do that to me. And she's like, no, I get it. I'm the same way. I was like, okay, thank God. Because every
Yeah.
time I try to bring something up or I try to question, I'm being seen as argumentative my whole life.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad I have someone that feels like they can do that. And it seems like you have also announcement as well.
I do. I have a couple actually. By the time this airs, it'll be safe to say. Right now, I can't in real life say anything to anybody yet because it's one of those things. But we'll start with the first thing. So I have been calling around for a while. Like I live in the state of Illinois, and so does Amanda, and it's incredibly difficult to find a provider around here that will diagnose children with autism, let alone adults. Okay. It's increasingly harder. There's like two places in the entire state that I was told, at least in my half of the state, that do it. And they're a couple hours from me, which fine, whatever. So we were looking for my youngest son to get his diagnosis. And I ended up calling the place that my oldest was diagnosed, and they no longer did it, but gave me the referrals for these two facilities. I called one of them just to double check and make sure that the info that I got was correct, and talked to this very nice woman for a long time. And in so doing, she happened to mention that they have two providers there, one that sees children and one that sees adults. So I made an appointment with my primary care doctor for myself for several other things. And I brought it up to her in my doctor's appointment, and she sent a referral to this facility so that I could get my autism testing done finally. So I have not yet heard back from the facility. I actually need to call them tomorrow and just kind of double check and make sure they got everything okay. But I am hopefully, I would hope before the end of the year, going to be getting my autism test done.
Good.
So yay. Because I
That's
already
good.
have my formal ADHD diagnosis. I'm sure I mentioned that already, but I have a formal ADHD diagnosis, but not autism. Autism is more of like I know I'm autistic, but I've never been actually formally assessed for it.
Hmm.
Because again, it's incredibly fucking difficult to get an assessment as a child, let alone an adult, let alone a woman who can hold a job, is a mother, it has a relationship. You know what I mean? Like all of the normal things that you would not assume someone with autism, or you know what I mean? Like most people would not assume someone with autism would be able to do, right? Just goes back
Hmm.
to like stereotypical things. So I was very you can hear the excite in my voice, even though it might not sound like excite. It's excite. I'm very excited about that. And then I too got a promotion at work. So I've been working really, really, really fucking hard, busting my ass at this job. And I started in September of 2021. So it's not quite been 2 years, but close. And in that time, I managed to go from part time, like 15 hours a week, to working basically full time, but didn't quite have the title, then quickly getting the title of full time, then getting another position at work called Beauty Guru, where I get to actually like go and do all this extra training and do all this fun stuff. That was super fun. It was something I wanted to do since I was hired there, and it was told to me that it was an option for me. And then I'd been working since being full time, I'd been working towards getting assistant manager. And they didn't even have a position available for the longest time. But now, since our store is doing so well and we're looking at a relocation, guess who's the new assistant manager?
Yay!
And not the assistant to the assistant manager, the actual assistant manager.
No Dwight Schrute thing over here.
I am not Dwight Schrute. I am a legitimate assistant manager now. So eat that, bitches. I'm just kidding.
Eat your heart out.
Eat your heart out, bitches. No, I'm just kidding. There'll be probably one or two folks who aren't super happy to hear about that, but it's fine. I don't really care. You can't tell me I'm not your boss anymore, because I kind of am now. So there's that.
I got the keys, bitch.
That's right. So yeah, that's my exciting news. Also, hopefully she'll still be here when when this airs. We're doing a trial run on rehoming a beautiful little pupper. She is a spaniel doodle, and she's 2. And a coworker of mine needed her to be rehomed because her baby and this dog are not simpatico at all. They do not like each other. The dog is a little bit scared of the baby, and in so doing has nipped at her a couple times. No blood drawn or anything, but it's just not a good situation. But she's the sweetest little fluffer thing ever, and we love her so much already. This is only day 2, but we're an allergy house, and so we're just kind of testing the waters with, especially with my oldest. I'm doing fine. She slept in the bed with me last night, and everything was good. No itches, no scratches, no sneezes, nothing. But the oldest, we're just giving him a little while. So I told her I'd give it a trial run. We'll keep her the week and see how we do. And if Nick can, balance himself out and doesn't have any problems, then we're going to keep her. So we're hoping that this works out, because we love her, and my husband's slightly obsessed with her.
And what's her name?
Her name is Ella. She came pre-named. I would not have chosen that name for her, but she came pre-named, and she knows her name very well because she's already 2, so we can't really change it at this point. So so yay. Hopefully by the time this airs, she will still be here and everything will still be great. But if not, know that I'm like not dropping her off at a shelter. Like, she's going back to her house where she lives and is loved, and someone else will, I'm sure, adopt her and love her. My boss even talked about maybe taking her if I can't take her. So she will be loved, and the person she lives with now would never just like drop her off at a shelter. So no worries. Everybody's going to be fine. Pupper will be fine and loved. So, but anyway, that's it for announcements, I think. Do we have some ridiculous fuckery in the form of an AI story this time, Aminder?
Yeah. I even had to like kind of curate it a little bit because it was getting a bit ridiculous with every tab I was doing. So I don't know if we said anything. I don't know if we said, but basically our words, English, are I just completely blanked. Our topic, that's the word. Our topic for the day. I didn't take my Adderall today, if you can tell. Our topic for the day is executive dysfunction. So I tried doing keywords like executive dysfunction, which didn't really work. So I just did dysfunction, laziness, triggers, emotions, and then Amanda and Nikki. Okay, here we go. Trigger warning. You know what would be an amazing way to pay you back for your services to me? She smiles, eating my heart out. I shake my head. Nothing pleases me more than your cackle. How do you do it? I notice she stops slapping the plates around. Nikki closes her eyes and thinks for a moment. You know what I need? Lube. She smiles, in a bottle. Fancy one. And it's not cow's milk. It smells like sex, but just lube. She laughs again. I feel like I'm going to explode. There's something better than a cackle to push me into insane heights of boner-fueling madness. Amanda laughs and tells her it's ridiculous. You can put your phone down for a moment, Amanda says, shaking her head. It's not even an hour yet. I don't get you either, Nikki. Not me. We are paralyzed in dysfunction, Amanda. So, do you want to eat my heart out or not? I don't know how much more we can deal with. Amanda looks up and stares at Nikki, who has begun snapping her fingers. Excuse me, Amanda asks, laughing. What? You know, you are a bad influence on me. Nikki looks Amanda straight in the eye, smiling, and begins waving her hand. No, Amanda exclaims. No, no, you've ruined your sandwich. She laughs. You've done this on purpose. You've done this to sabotage your own meal. The end. It was worse. It was
Trying
worse than that.
so hard not to explode with laughter. What the fuck did we just listen to?
Okay, the original story, which after, because I deleted the part after the part with the lube, not it smells like sex, but just lube. Like after that, it turned into like us getting together in the story and us going to like Walgreens to buy lube, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And so then I deleted it up into that part, and that's when I kept the whole insane heights of boner fueling madness. I thought that was because then I'm like, okay. So
listen, we've already broken up over fried chicken.
yes,
Lube would do us in. Okay,
yes.
like that would just do us. That the end of our relationship right there. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you have a couple episodes to catch up on because her and I have already been through it over some fried chicken.
These AI stories just really give us a tumultuous relationship, you know?
This is fucking ridiculous. Like, just when you think they can't get any weirder.
And like I said, I have no idea where this came from. Like, this didn't mention, like, the only thing I think it mentioned was dysfunction. We are paralyzed with dysfunction. It has nothing else to do
with. That tracks. That tracks for sure. That's about the only thing that tracks in this entire fucking AI story. Oh shit. We still never like made a separate document for these to live in for people to read them because I don't know how they can understand us half the time when we're laughing over them.
Well, we copy paste them. I did put it in the AI story doc. I don't know how to make it to where people can read them themselves, but
yeah, I think we just have to make a separate document
like
for
public
each,
one.
probably. Yeah, like a public one for each. But anyway, let's move on. We're back in our 90s Mad Libs. I believe we used it last week as well, or last week, like we were doing this last week. We used it on May 11th as well, and that was which you guys have already heard by this point, but the Spice Girls basic white bitch of sushi. Or what was it?
Not yes, basic California sushi roll, California roll, or something like that. Basic white bitch of California roll.
Basic bitch. Now I have to look because that was like it was priceless when it was said. It was just too much. Where is it? Where are you? The California roll is no, we changed it to the basic white bitch of sushi spice. That's what it was.
Yes.
Basic white bitch of sushi spice. That's who she was.
Yep.
Oh god. Okay, well now we have another classic from the 90s. This one is titled As If. So, we all know what that's from, right? Clueless, of course, right? So we had Spice Girls. Now we have Clueless, and let's get to it, Miss Ma'am. I need a noun, please.
Basket.
Okay. How about a plural noun?
Glasses.
Is this going to be all boring as fuck, ma'am?
No.
Okay, cool. How about an adjective?
Perplexing.
There you go. There she is. Basket and glasses. What is this shit? No
things weird, in my room.
No weird ass words I can't spell. Come on now. Person in room.
Amanda, because I'm the only one in the room.
No, it's Aminder. I'm sorry.
Aminder. Okay, Aminder.
It's Aminder. Verb.
Flounder.
Flounder.
Because I saw Little Mermaid last week.
I'm gonna say it just like that too. Flounder.
Flounder.
Article of clothing. Sounds like you're saying slander.
Girdle.
Girdle.
Girdle. Am I not girdly enough for the girdle club?
A color, please.
Puce.
What? There we go. What is that?
Puce. It's like a reddish color. Puce.
Spell it, please.
Puce. Puce.
Can you put it in a sentence? Do some fucking spelling bee
That
shit over
scarf is
here.
puce colored. I don't know what else to tell you.
I just see puke. That's all I see.
Puce.
Place.
It's a terrible word, but I know that's a color. A place.
Yes.
Great Sphinx.
What?
The Great Sphinx. And
Oh
the
my
giant
God.
lion statue thing in Egypt.
I just heard something stinks, and I was like, okay, hold on. I don't have enough space to write all of that. Hold, please.
I just put Sphinx then.
I'm working on it. Number.
84.
Okay. Adjective.
Epic.
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 I'm gonna say it just like that too. Color.
Olive.
Now I know what that is. Them's tasty.
Yeah.
Adjective.
Technicolor.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's actually perfect. Noun.
Flapper.
Flapper, right? Flap?
Yes, flapper.
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 That's also perfect. Noun, please.
Hodgepodge.
Okay. These are on point. Exclamation.
Oh, the humanity. Rest in peace, Hindenburg.
Oh my God. Oh, the humanity. Okay, adverb.
Awkwardly.
I need to quit reading ahead. Okay, verb.
Groove.
Groove.
Throw off my groove.
Okay, okay,
You just need to throw off the Emperor's groove.
okay, verb ending in ing.
Hiking.
Okay. And verb.
Find.
Find. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm vetoing that. We need a better
Okay.
verb than that. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I'm also vetoing hiking. Try again.
Okay. I just was looking at I have a poster of a trail that I went on, so I was looking at okay. Is that a verb? No, that's a noun. Befuddle.
Befuddle.
Befuddling? ING, I guess.
Well, is befuddle's a verb, so we'll put that in the verb spot for the regular one.
Yeah, but if befuddling, that's a verb ending in ING. So
Yeah.
whichever one.
What's another option?
Bamboozle. Or bamboozling. If you want the ING.
Okay, bamboozling works for that. Okay, and then let's pick something other than befuddle.
Squeeze.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
Sorry. Problems. Squirrel. Okay. This is called as if. Having too many clothes to wear is a blessing and a basket. How do I know which outfit to choose when I have so many cute glasses in my closet? Tonight's the perplexing party at a Minder's house in the valley, and I don't know what to flounder. I guess I should wear my denim girdle with a puce scrunchie. Okay. But I wore that to the Great Sphinx last week. My baby doll dress with 84-inch platform sneakers could work if I want to keep it cool and epic. That would be epic indeed, yes. Or I could rock an olive t-shirt and super technicolor jeans like Kate Flapper on the cover of Hodgepodge magazine. Oh, the humanity. This is awkwardly impossible. I'm going to groove daddy's credit card and go bamboozling for new rags. I'd rather squeeze than be caught in last season's clothes anyway. Ev. And
Oh boy.
Lord. So Cher was at the Great Sphinx. Good
That
for her.
tracks.
Good for her. And she was wants to dress like Kate Flapper
I
on the
feel like
cover
there
of Hodgepodge magazine.
I feel like there is like a hodgepodge magazine. Is that weird? Like I feel like that is a thing.
Might be real. Who knows? But
Because it
you're
feels
gonna
like it
find
sounds like a
out.
craft. It sounds like a craft magazine or something.
It does. It sure do. Oh, hi, Pupper. The Pupper is visiting. Oh, sweet girl. Go lay down. Okay. So with that all being said, let's jump into our topic. So in order to talk about executive dysfunction, we should probably talk about what executive functions are first. So I found an article on the ottoolbox.com. So OT is occupational therapy for those who don't know. Something my boys do. They actually just had that tonight. So let's read what they have to say about what executive functioning or executive functions are, specifically so in adults. So executive functions in adults are it's developmental. They don't typically develop until the early 20s. Developmental development of executive functioning skills occurs up through the college years and beyond, making that transition from the home setting of high school into a college dorm very difficult for many. So for many adults who are challenged in these areas, there can be simply a few accommodations or strategies put into place. Simply using a few set of tools designed to address the needs can allow for improved skills like organization and time management, which are then carried over to other areas. Making changes to the executive function in adults can mean looking at the big picture. Adults need to do adult things, right? Areas of life skills where executive functioning skills impact getting things done include obtaining a job, maintaining a job, creating personal relationships, maintaining personal relationships, sustaining a clean and safe home, completing large home projects inside the home and outside, shopping, paying bills, transporting oneself to work or throughout the community, making healthy choices, cooking and cleaning up the food, taking medication, contributing to the community, and caring for children. So we think about the life changes that happen between high school graduation. Um, what? When you think about the life changes that happen between high school graduation to accomplishing all of these high level executive functioning skills, you can see how there is a developmental change that occurs between the ages of 18 and 25. So, in order to complete high level thinking and planning tasks, adults require development of several executive functioning areas. So, these are the areas that need development: planning, prioritization, attention, organization, task completion, task initiation, problem solving, working memory, self control, flexibility, and self awareness. So, for other adults who may have struggled with seeing the big picture, planning tasks, or staying focused on a task, this is the typical development for that individual. In other words, some adults may be gaining improvements and strengthening the skills they've got just at a lower level than another adult. In these cases, strategies and tools can make a difference here too. So and then it links to a bunch of other articles. And then this goes into adult executive functioning disorder and what that is. The fact that adult executive functioning impacts everything we do as adults. Take a look at this adult executive functioning skill checklist. Some of these problem areas for adult executive functioning issues may include difficulty making plans, making decisions, time management, organization, keeping papers organized, poor emotional control, prioritization, flexible thinking, making a schedule, losing your keys or other important items, constantly running late, easily frustrated, forget the last steps in a multi-step task, difficulty listening to a person talking without thinking of other things, trouble following through with plans, paying bills on time, just all the shit that requires you to be an adult, right? All of that stuff is impaired when you have executive functioning issues. So, this also it plays a huge role in emotional regulation. So I just want to touch on this real quick. And I'm not going to read this entire thing to you guys because you can read if you want to read it. It'll be linked in the show notes. But executive functioning skills and emotional regulation are closely related. Playing a role in the ability to function and complete day-to-day tasks is the role of the limbic system when it comes to executive functioning skills. Managing emotions and emotional regulation can greatly impact the adult with executive functioning challenges. Jesus Christ. English. These structures and their hormones control functions such as emotions, behavior, motivation, sleep, appetite, olfaction, which is smelling, and stress response. In adults, the role of the limbic system impacts household tasks completed, grocery shopping, paying bills, getting to work on time, caring for children, and other daily life tasks. This is really interesting because you may connect the dots with this list and see that social emotional skills, executive functioning, inner drives, and sensory processing, including the sense of smell and interoception, are all centered in one place in the brain. This is not to say that these areas are only places in the brain that operate like this. All of this can be considered when addressing needs to specific sensory diets for adults that are built around what you struggle with. And then there's just some tips and tricks. Just a couple of things like that. So this is just the first article that I found. There's a lot of other things in here. But just out of that list of things that's here, like the difficulty making plans, making decisions, time management, like there's a lot of things to touch on here. So we can just jumping off this list of things that you can check off if you might have an executive functioning disorder or just executive functioning challenges from ADHD or autism or sensory processing or any of that. Does anything remotely or not remotely, does anything like immediately jump out and smack you in the face and you're like, yep, I struggle there?
Yeah, for sure. The whole like spacing out, that sort of thing. Being sometimes feeling like you're physically incapable of doing things. Planning, like it's kind of weird for me. Like Scott will tell you, I am great at planning and stuff like that, but it's just like day-to-day stuff for me, terrible. Like planning a trip, yes, I want to plan the trip like down to the T, where not necessarily like I want to have an itinerary, but that where I want to know that we're going to be here this day and we're going to be doing these three things or whatever. But then when it comes to day to day, you cannot pay me to keep a planner. Like to I like routine, but it's like I can't, like when it comes to doing appointments, making sure I have certain things made on time. Like I have all my bills on auto pay, otherwise I would just forget to pay them and that sort of thing. Let's see.
Did I link you this article? I don't think I did.
No, you did not.
Okay, hold on. Let me send you the link. That might help you. That way you can just be like, oh, hey, by the way, it's this one.
Yes.
See, I'm not setting her up for success now, guys. Bad co-host. Bad co-host. I said,
I'm
look
gonna
at
link you this
list and tell me
article.
what you want. And you're like, but I don't has list.
Yeah, I'm a visual person. I need the thing in front of me, please.
So it's pretty far down in this article.
Okay.
It's like a
Oh yeah.
bullet point
Okay,
list.
so yeah, the area of life skills impact. Okay. Obtaining and maintaining a job. It's like for the most part.
Nope, skip some.
Oh,
Skip
all
some.
that skill components.
It's
Planning.
the third or fourth set of dots.
Okay.
It's
Some of these
adult
problems
executive
for.
functioning disorder. It's the ones under that.
Okay. Yes. Difficulty
Okay.
making plans. Yeah, making decisions. Oh yeah, like making decisions for me is I have like choice fatigue, decision fatigue, whatever you want to call it, where
Yes.
I just don't want to. You can't make me make choices anymore, which sucks in my line of work because there are times where I have to look at all the aspects of the situation and make a decision based on that. Like I'm often having to go to coworkers, managers, whatever, and be like, I need help making a decision on this because I have no idea where I'm gonna go in terms of this particular situation. Um, Flexible thinking, yeah, because it's like I'm pretty rigid when it comes to things. Trouble thinking on the spot. I literally told my mom earlier that I'm not good at improv because I told her I still have to write my speech for Scott's wedding, and she's like, "Well, you know him enough that you could probably just do it on the spot." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. We are not doing that. Like, no one wants to see me try to, think a speech like that through. No, no, no. We're not doing that." Um, Losing keys. I literally locked my keys in my car on Friday. Like I went across the street to pick up something up from a coworker because we work in two buildings, like same buildings of where I work, and she just works across the street. So I just went across the street, picked that up. As soon as I closed, I looked at my hand and was like, okay, badge, phone, wallet. I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need anything else. Closed the door, looked in my car, saw my keys sitting on the console, and I'm like,
Oh no.
oh my God. And so I went inside, I met my coworker, and then because I had to go get cash and stuff. And so luckily my new boss was there, and I said, "So, I live just 5 minutes away from here, but I locked my keys in my car." She's like, "I can take you." I'm like, "Thank you, you are a saint." So I probably lock my keys in my car at least once a year. Like I try to keep spares everywhere, like my desk drawer, my house. I keep one in my purse, but left my purse in my wallet or left my keys in my purse. Just took my wallet out. Trouble doing important tasks first. Yeah, like, oh, you need to clean your room. Well, let's dick around in your room and like mess with other things that don't need to be done before you do the thing that needs to be done first. Um, Following through with plans, yes, but also that might just be an introvert thing where I want to be a part of the plans. Please invite me and let me be part of the plans, but please also understand I might want to cancel the plans the day of because I don't want to do it anymore. Um, Difficulty listening to a person talking about thinking other things. I will be honest, as you were reading out all this article, that's why you're like, and what things on this list? Or yeah, I'm like, what things on the list did you just say?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I saw you spacing out, and I'm like, she's probably not listening because I forgot to send her this link.
I had to because I
It's
was
like
also
my
looking
glasses.
yes,
That picture of
yes.
Velma, that meme that goes around. It's like my subtitles. I can't hear without my subtitles.
We went to the movies on Thursday. We went to go see the new Spider-Man movie, and Scott told me at the end, he goes, "How'd you like it?" I said, I need subtitles because there's probably a third of the dialogue I did not hear.
Yep.
So yes. Yeah, so what about you in terms of this list in general?
Before we jump into that, that just reminds me. I think auditory processing disorder should be our next
Mm-hmm.
topic. I want to jump into that because I feel like that's a big struggle for you. And I do struggle with auditory processing to like a certain degree, but I think you do for the most part like quite a lot, especially with my glasses that you literally can't hear without subtitles.
It was bad on Thursday. Like it's also like there was a girl that in the front row had her phone out the entire time, so
Oh
I was just
no.
staring at her phone, not watching the movie, and so I didn't hear a third of the movie, and I'm like,
No, I hate that.
yes.
Then
Yep.
you've wasted your money and it's just annoying and
Yep.
yep, I get it. I get it. So, I mean, some of these, yes, I'm sort of this didn't really we didn't really like cover this and we'll get into it in a minute, but like okay, squirrel, I'm squirreling, never mind. Stick to list, then we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, help. Um so difficulty making decisions. I guess you just sort of saw that in real time. So I'm like, do I say this? Do I not say this? Da 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 da.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yes, I do have difficulty making decisions. It's exacerbated by how much other bullshit I've had to deal with in a day and how many spoons I have left for sure. If I am completely out of spoons, you can fucking forget it. I cannot make decisions. Or if it's been a particularly stressful day, f- uh, I can't. You can ask my husband. He'll ask me what's for dinner. I'm like, don't even fucking ask me that question. Like, if you
How
can
dare
starve,
you?
you can starve as far as I'm concerned. I'm probably gonna just not eat. So you're gonna have to figure that out for your fucking self. So like, God bless him. He just quits asking after a while. Um, time management ish. I think it's less a time management problem and more of a attention span problem, and whether or not I'm in a rabbit hole or I'm completely bored as fuck. So I think that's more of an attention thing as to how I'm managing my time. Trouble with organization, yes and no. So like I love to organize, but not my own things. Like, ask Amanda. We cleaned what 20 years of a life out of a house
Yes.
in 3 days, not even 3 days.
Hmm.
We took like less than a weekend and literally purged everything this woman has ever kept in her entire life that didn't mean much to her, but just didn't have the energy to do anything with out of
Hmm.
her house. Do you think I could have managed to put a load of my own laundry in the washing machine? No. Like, no. But I can rage purge someone else's shit and enjoy it. But don't ask me to like fold my own clothes because that's not going to happen. Like, it's just not going to happen.
It's kind of like
Uh,
I love being organized at work,
yeah,
but
same.
it's like at work and stuff like
Because it's
that. But
not
when you
my
get to,
stuff.
yeah,
It's not my stuff. I'm managing somebody else's shit. If I'm managing you or I'm helping you, we're good. Like, I'm good. I will be as organized and on it as possible. As soon as I get home, I'm like, fuck it.
it's kind of like the mom friend override. It's like you would not be able to do this thing that causes you anxiety, but if this thing that causes your friend anxiety, you will gladly do it for your friend.
Right.
It's like that's the override.
Right.
It's like the mom
Exactly.
friend override. It's like you might be too nervous to go up to the cashier and ask for an extra fork or something because you don't want to, put them out. But if your friend wants the extra fork, oh yeah, I'll go do that for you right
That's
now.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. So, yes, difficulty keeping important papers organized. I don't even know where mine are. So,
Yeah, like
like,
I literally thought the other day, it's like I found like important stuff like my tax bill for my house and this paperwork like a will and stuff. I'm
mhm,
like, and some stuff I'll take to my safe deposit box at the bank, but then other stuff I'm like, I either should buy a file folder for this stuff or just take it to the bank so I just know that's where it is.
right.
Have I made it
Yeah.
that far? No.
Yeah,
No.
that's kind of how I feel. Like we have like a tote, I think, that has all of our it's like a hanging file tote, that
Hmm.
has all of our stuff in it, but it's I would say organized is a loose definition of what that is. It's in a box, but as far as super organized in the box, probably not. Um Poor emotional control, abso-fucking-lutely.
That's me, yeah.
I am a basket case most days, medicated or otherwise, it doesn't matter. Um Mainly because I have very few spoons, and when spoons are gone, they're gone. And then I'm a bitch. I saw this meme, I forget where I saw it or what it was, but it's like on probably on one of the many pages we follow on Facebook, but it was like it's really difficult to explain that because someone was chewing loudly, now all of a sudden I'm a bitch. It's like, yes, yes, that. I get it. I get it in my soul. And I feel like if you're not neurodivergent, you'd be like, what? But if you are neurodivergent, you get that. You get that, right? Like it doesn't have to be chewing that is your problem. But like for Amanda, it's like if someone's whistling, all of a sudden I'm a
Yep,
bitch.
I was literally about to say that like I have a coworker that occasionally will whistle and it just throws me into an instant rage. And I'm
Yes,
just like,
instant rage. Yes,
yes.
instant rage. So yes, poor emotional control is real life. Difficulty with flexible thinking. God damn it. I don't even know if I'm editing any of these yawns out, so just welcome to my life. How about that? Um, Flexible thinking. Um, yeah. Yes and no, I guess. Kind
To
of
me
going
that
back to like what you said about like rules and shit, like, and I saw something about this too. It's like you can't how you were saying, like, you can't just tell me that this is how it is because I'm gonna be like, fucking why? Like, you have to explain. It doesn't make sense to me, or I'm not gonna follow it. But like on the flip side, if a rule does make perfect sense to me,
And no
I
one
will
and someone doesn't follow it, makes me mad.
rage. Yes, instant rage. Like, if this is the rule and it makes sense that it's a rule and everyone should be following the rule and no one is following the rule except for me, then I get pissy. Like, I will get irritated because it's a rule and you're supposed to be following the rule, and the rule makes perfect sense. So everyone should be following the rule. And if it makes sense to me, the person who questions everything, then it should make sense to everybody else. So flexible thinking is an issue there, right? Like, I'm just like, well, I follow rules, so you have to follow rule. End of
Mm-hmm.
fucking story, right? Well, not everybody's brain is like mine. And like, my logical brain tells me, ma'am, that's stupid. No, no. But like, everyone is allowed their own autonomy. They don't have to just listen because. But then I'm like, but there's a rule, and the rule says.
It's like, why aren't you following the rule? Like, I
Right.
don't understand. But there's a
Exactly.
rule. Do you not see the rule?
Yes.
It's kind of
Yes.
like people don't use like their turn signal, and I'm like, nice fucking turn signal, dipshit. And then,
Or
but then
riding.
I'll speed. But then I'll
Yes.
speed. So
Yeah,
it's just.
exactly. I think speed limits are suggestions. But if
It's like,
you're
am I
in the
hurting somebody? Am I tailgating you? No.
right,
Am I? As long as it's out through a school zone or like construction
right,
zone where they're actually working, I will slow down. But otherwise,
correct.
it's like, why the fuck do you care?
Exactly. How fast I'm going. I'm not putting anyone in danger by speeding because
Hmm.
I'm speeding, but I'm also being cognizant of like, I'm not, like you said, I'm not riding anybody's ass, and I'm using proper turn signals, and everything on my vehicle is legal. I have insurance. So like, get the fuck off me. Like, go hunt down people who don't, right? Like, get off my
Right.
tail. But God forbid someone rides in the fucking left lane too long.
Oh my God. If you live the left lane, you're not passing, move. Like, it's called
Yes,
the passing lane. The
correct.
passing lane. Like,
Correct.
yes,
Or
that
if
pisses me
someone's
off.
in my ass, like,
Yeah.
you're riding my ass. I swear to God, Amanda, there have been several times that I'm grateful my children were in the car, or I would have been in a car accident on purpose. Like, it's that big of a deal for me. I would have intentionally gotten in a car accident just to prove the point that they were too close to me. Like, that's
Right.
it crosses my mind. Have I ever done it? No. But the fact that it actually crosses my mind that I would willingly slam on my brakes and cause an accident to teach someone a lesson, that
Those are
should
called
tell you
intrusive
everything you need to
thoughts.
know.
Okay.
Right.
Intrusive thoughts right
Intrusive
there.
thoughts. Yes.
And like, or like they're tailgating you, but there's someone in front of you preventing you from going faster. And so like I will turn, like, go to the right or something, and kind of like stick my arm out. I'm like, see, I can't go any faster, so
Yes.
get the fuck off my ass.
Yes,
So
exactly. Exactly. Um some of the rest of this not so much, like trouble thinking on the spot. I actually think I'm great under pressure. So I don't really struggle with that as much. Like, if some shit's going down, I'm kind of the bitch you want around. Like, I feel
well,
like
for
for other
me,
people again though, not for myself. Like, if it's
it
like an on the spot decision for myself, I'm like, oh fucking, but like,
the solutions like my boss's boss, whenever like I'll go to her office, we'll like shoot the shit, and she'll like we'll be talking, and I'll be like, well, why don't you do this way? She's like, well, stop with your smartness, okay? Like, I didn't think of that. And so I'm good with thinking, like you said, like thinking of solutions for other people. For
right,
myself, that's when I struggle. And
right.
also conversational thinking on the spot is what gets me.
Well, that's just called small talk, and that's
Yeah,
just the death
that's
of
not my
every
thing.
person on the planet, whether they want to admit it or not. It's not a skill I care to learn. That's where we're at there, right? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, get to the meat and potatoes of this fucking conversation, because ain't nobody got time to talk about the weather, okay? Or
Right.
what your dog did last Thursday. So I don't care to know. But
uh,
trouble using a schedule? No, I can use a schedule. I just don't like to because I need structure, but don't want it at the same time, because welcome to the Republican and Democrat fighting in my head all the time. That's what it is. But it's like to have autism and ADHD at the same time, or to be autistic and have ADHD at the same time, because there's two opposing parties in your head, one wanting one thing and the other one saying, fuck that. And that's just your whole life. That's what it is. That's in a nutshell. Impulsive buys, absolutely. I no longer run our money for that reason. My poor husband handles that shit because I, I'm not good at that.
and
Like,
see, to me,
especially
that's not a problem.
right. Well, yes, you don't have that issue. You're just like, money, mine, my money, stay in bank, like it there. And I'm like, take it, take my money.
Take my
Cute
money, bitch.
at store, take my money. Duncan, take my money. Like it's very take my money with me. Difficulty paying bills on time. Again, that's why my husband handles that. Losing keys or important items. Yes, I lose my phone all the time. Lose my keys? No, because they never leave the one spot in my purse now, because otherwise I would lose them. Um, Following through with plans, again, depends on what has gone on that day. I actually like to hang out with people, so for the most part, so that doesn't really bother me. But like appointments, yes. Every appointment I've ever made in my entire life, I have almost canceled. And if I've showed up to that appointment, I have thought about calling and canceling that appointment. So,
And then you're like, oh, they'll charge me $25
yep. So
to
I just
cancel the
go anyway.
appointment.
I fight with myself the entire time I'm there. And then once I get inside, I'm like, okay, this is not so bad. But I literally, if I listened to every voice in my head that told me to cancel every appointment I've ever made, I'd be dead. Literally, I'd be deceased. So there's that. Um, Trouble picking the most important tasks. No, not trouble picking them. I know what's important.
I just tend to
Um,
ignore them.
I just would rather do the easy and high dopamine reward tasks
It's
first.
because I need the dopamine that you get
Right.
from succeeding that in order to
Correct.
do the harder, more important one.
Correct. We got to build the dopamine snowball, right? We got to
Yep.
get it started
It's
with
uphill. We got
something.
to push it uphill.
Right. We got to
Like,
push it uphill and then we got to let it drop over the hill. And then we can catch the momentum of it going down. But like ours doesn't like, we don't start at the top of the hill, right? We start at the fucking Death Valley, okay? And then we got to push through the fucking desert of Death Valley all the
to
way up the
to
fucking
Mount
mountain
Everest.
till we get to the top of Everest where there's finally snow, right? And then we got to make the snowball and then we got to push that fucker down the hill and try not to die on the way down with it. That's what it's like. So, yes. Constantly running late. No. But I will vacillate between being late all the time or almost late all the time to being chronically overly early for things. So like it just kind of depends on what's going on there. And then definitely difficulty listening to a person talking without thinking of other things, especially if I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. Like that's difficult for me. Like if there's someone talking to me and I'm in the middle of doing something too, like I'm not listening to you. Like if you're trying to tell me a story and I'm doing something, I'm not listening. So
That's me every day at work. Like, I'll be typing up something or working on a report or something, and then my coworker will come around and start talking to me. And I said, "Hold on, like I cannot listen to you. It's like if you're gonna talk, I'm not gonna hear you.
right,
Like I'm gonna be focused on this."
right,
So I'll be like, "Hold on," or like I was training this week, and I literally was staring her right in her eyes, and she was explaining something to me, and I just went, I am so sorry. Can you repeat that? Like, I
yeah,
was thinking about 3 other things at the same time.
yes.
Like, full on.
My
So
coworker was trying to tell me a story today, and I was in the middle of like packing a box. And so there's tape noises, there's paper noises, there's box noises, and she's trying to talk to me. And finally, I was like, okay, hold on just a second. Like, I really do want to listen to what you're telling me, but I can't hear you over this box. And she was like, oh, okay. But she gets it. So, like, she knew what I was saying, right? But I literally said the words, I can't hear you over this box because I really can. What's, but let's just talk up. We'll talk about that more with like auditory processing, but like, I physically hear that she's speaking.
like, I am understanding that. It's like, but it's like
Right.
the teacher from Peanuts, wah, wah,
Yes,
wah, wah,
uh-huh,
wah.
but I
Yeah.
can't process what it is she's saying. I'm it's not going in my head and computing and then being able to give you an appropriate response. Like, I'm not actively listening to you. All I hear is box noises and background noise. Wah, 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 wah,
It's
you
kind
know?
of like like Scott and Zach and them, like they know by now that if you're gonna teach me to play a game, we have to like do it. You can't read me the whole rule book
Right. We got to
because
just
I
learn as you
will
go.
stop listening after the first 10 seconds, and
Right.
I will be confused, and then I'll upset you because I didn't listen to steps 2 through 9
Right.
of the process of what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So
So, I mean, really this topic is actually quite a bit rolled into one with executive functioning. I think this could
maybe
almost be a series
maybe like a
because
part 2, 3,
Yeah, it could
whatever.
be a part several actually, because like at the minimum, working memory could be like its own thing.
Mhm.
Really, it could. So there's a lot that goes into working memory, but that's what this very last bullet point's talking about when it says forget the last steps in a multi-step process or multi-step task. Um, Working memory is the ability to hold information for a very short amount of time in order to initiate a task. So like if someone's telling you a phone number, right? And they say 618 3250 da 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 da. I will hear da 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 by the end of it. I need you to slow down, right? I need you to say the three, then three more, then four. Like I need you to be slow with it. You can't rattle off all those numbers at once and expect my brain to remember every one of them.
Especially like when people give me their social at work, and if you
Yes.
don't say it in the pattern that it's supposed to be said, like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right.
And if I have people that will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll
Yep.
be
You've
like,
lost me.
"What the
Yep.
fuck did you just say?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. What the fuck did you? That is not a social security number.
like you go right back in there. You try again. Okay? No. Like, how is it split up on your social security card? Read it that way.
Right.
Don't, or they'll do it in the phone numbers too. I'm like, who taught you to say a phone number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9? Like,
Right.
no, no. Where are we? We're in the United States. We say it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop it, you heathen. I hate you. But like, and like, but where it says forget last steps or steps in multi-step task. Yes, because I outright told my boss, my soon to be boss, when she was showing me stuff, I said, okay, she's like, how do you learn? She's like, do you learn by me telling you and then you doing it? I said, telling me, no, you cannot just tell me and I will do it. Like, you have to let me write it down and you have to stop and let me like finish writing it down and then let me do it.
Right.
Like, you can't, or like show me and then let me do it.
Right.
Like, I cannot just be told instructions verbally and then follow those instructions without asking 50 million questions.
Right.
Like, I have to write it down. She's like, okay. She's like, I'm not a note taker. I'm like, I am. If it's
Yeah.
not written down, it ain't getting done.
Right.
Like, so I even created a a procedure for myself for one of the things with screenshots and step-by-step instructions printed out. I said, okay, I am ready for this part. Let's go. I have screenshots. I have pictures. This is a picture book. We're doing it.
Right. Yes. And that's another thing. I do find like diagrams and pictures much more helpful than a list of like a list of written instructions even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's like, okay, do these things and then here is picture of those things being done. Now do these things and then here's picture of those things being done. That's why like visual schedules are good for a lot of kids and adults. Like visual schedules can be very helpful for adults too, not just kids, where you don't have to see words written down. You can just know, okay, this is my schedule. And on, AM, there's a picture of brushing your teeth and getting dressed and eating and all of those things, right? We have a visual schedule for Noah, and it was very helpful for him. He knew that in this block, all of these things needed to get done. And when he finished them, he'd pull the magnet off and drop it in the bucket. So he was able to complete his tasks without having to stress his brain out reading the steps and then having to go execute the steps, right? It's the same reason why you read a thing on the back of a box for something you're cooking, you throw the box in the trash can, go away, and then you're like, oh shit, and you go back to the trash can, you read it again, and you repeat, right? Rinse and repeat several times. That's working memory. That is an
That's
executive function of your brain. I
I was
struggle
yeah.
deeply with working with memory, deeply. It's very, very difficult for me
I
to
I was
hold
telling a
info.
friend that I was making a new like baking a new thing that I had never baked before, and it says like prep time 10 minutes. I'm like, no, 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 no. There's no 10-minute prep time. That is an hour minimum. So like something I knew I had to get done in a certain time. I ended up having to do like I think I told you. I said I ended up staying late in order to get this thing pre-mixed and done. So, because otherwise, I'm like, this ain't getting done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, because I will read the instructions it wants me to do, and I knew the entire time I needed 6 large eggs. I'm like, okay, 6 large eggs. I understand that. Okay, I grab the other things. What do? I grab 8 large eggs, and I'm about to crack all of them, and I'm like, wait, let me check again. Oh, 6 large eggs. Okay, fantastic. Let me put 2 of these eggs back. This recipe I've read 3 times now. And
Yeah.
so
That's
I
working
completely get
memory.
also the whole thing with Noah is it's kind of like when you have to make a to-do list, like being able to check something off, like for him, being able to pull the magnet off is like almost like a little dopamine
Yes.
fix because
Yep.
it's like I completed this thing on my task. And
And
so
that starts his snowball down the hill, right?
yeah.
Like that kicked it down the hill, and now he can chase the ball by pulling all those magnets off, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. And then he's built up to something that now he has enough dopamine to continue on to the next task or whatever he needs to do. Those low reward tasks have to be supplemented with little dopamine hits, right? So like me, low reward task is dishes. I fucking hate it. I hate
Hmm.
dishes. But if I do a couple of other things that are like easy for me to do and like easy wins that give me enough dopamine, like collecting all the trash around the house and throwing it away. That I actually don't, for whatever reason, I like doing that. I like taking the trash can and running around the house and finding all the
Because you're a
trash.
squirrel.
Yeah, so I can squirrel. Right. I squirrel, but I'm accomplishing something while I'm squirreling. That will give me enough dopamine to then clean off the countertop. Okay, now I've cleaned off the countertop. Well, now I got to go clean this other counter by the sink. Well, while I'm standing by the sink, I might as well do the dishes. See what I mean? Like we're snowballing. We're snowballing down the hill. So that's how my shit gets clean around here is I have to start with an easy reward like task for me, something that's easy for me to do and has high dopamine payoff, and then I'm good. My snowball has been kicked down the hill and I can chase it, right? So that's just kind of like an overview. I do feel like this is quite like we could definitely do a part 2 of this, and I think we're going to do a
Yes.
part 2 of this.
Yeah, because there was a thing I linked to you at the same time you linked to mine, and then we can discuss that next time.
Okay.
Um, so I think because we talked about examples of like what is executive functioning, and like we did talk about like executive dysfunctioning as well, like executive functioning disorder. But there's so many aspects of it, and so many
Yes.
little things that like kind of go into it, like time management, auditory processing,
Right.
planning, emotional aspects,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I feel like this is definitely something that can be discussed in another
Yeah.
episode or two.
Yeah, we could do like at least one more, maybe two more. We'll figure it out kind of as we go, but it is now 10 p.m. and my brain's going to start leaking out of my ears again. So, I think we are going to have to wrap it up for tonight.
Hmm.
Um I'm already past the time I told my husband I'd be done because the poor man has to be awake really early in the morning tomorrow. So, he would like to go night night, and I record in my room. So, um Aminder, last thoughts.
Um, like I said, bad at improv, so
Yep, I put you on the spot, so there's not gonna be any
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, there's no thoughts. It's they literally just I can see them
Yeah,
floating
it's
away
it's fine.
into
It's
the
fine.
ether.
That's the perfect close. I love it. So, anyway, here's to hearing this a mere 10 days after it's recorded. That's a
Hmm.
fucking win for us, ma'am.
I
We are
know.
officially in real time, which you know what that means? We're gonna have to start actually sticking to the day we picked records. Like, we're gonna
Right.
have to do that. We can't keep
We don't have a
pushing it
buffer
back.
anymore.
We're no
So,
buffer. We have no buffer. Buffer gone. Okay. We are
mhm.
in real time now, which we knew this day would come. We knew it. So here we are. We're gonna let everyone go. We will meet you again next week with part 2 of executive function slash dysfunction conjunction junction. What's your function?
Mhm.
Episode. And yeah, we love you. All the things are going to be in the show notes, all the podcasty things. Come join or not join, just come like, follow, whatever you do to a Facebook page, come do that to ours. It's in the show notes. Our Instagram is also in the show notes. Our personal Instagrams are in the show notes. Yeah, just come hang out with us and check out the Facebook page. There's a lot of really good things I'm finding as I follow more and more people that I'm sharing there, and I'm giving everyone credit for all of the posts and making sure that everyone goes to follow them too, because we got to scratch each other's backs around here, help each other out. So yeah, just come check that out over there. Lots of funny things too. We like to post the funny things because it makes it light. It makes it happy. So anyway, we're gonna go now because now I'm ramble babbling. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I
Sounds
I
good.
love you.
Love you.
And I'll
Bye.
see you next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.